Good morning, whiskey drinking friends. Today we're going to be looking at a very interesting whiskey that you can buy at the German discount supermarket Lidl. The Ben Braken range of single malt whiskies that Lidl sells are available in Islay, Speyside and Highland varieties. Ben Braken isn't a real place or a real distillery. It's a brand that Lidl uses to sell its whiskies wherever it is legal to sell whiskey in supermarkets. So this is the Islay bottling, the green label. As you can see, it's a very rich dark whiskey, and it's available for the very cheap price of only £17.99. So in euros, people who buy from Lidl on the continent, that's like 18, 19, maybe 20 euros depending on what the exchange rate is doing. But this is an extremely affordable whiskey, really just about the cheapest that you can get into single malt whiskies is at this price point. So what makes it so very interesting? Well, for one, it's from Islay. So for whiskey drinking aficionados, Islay is sort of the Jerusalem of the whiskey world. Not everybody is a great lover of Islay malts because they have somewhat more extreme flavor profiles usually, but everybody respects them and they have fantastic heritage and they make wonderfully characteristic whiskies. And this Ben Braken is actually really surprising in that it's no different from that tradition. In fact, I have another Islay malt with me right here to compare it to. The Bowmore 15-year-old. You can see that the Bowmore is somewhat darker. Wearing a black shirt, so it's a slightly darker whiskey, but this is finished in Oloroso sherry butts and it's 15 years aged. So one would expect it to be a touch darker, and also my feeling is that Bowmore dyes this a little bit. The reason I brought this one out, I have other Isleys, is that I think that these are the same drink. Okay, this isn't aged 15 years, this is probably mostly 5-year-old or even 3-year-old Bowmore, but I am sure that this is Bowmore. It tastes exactly the same. It's a little weaker, a little more watered down, but the flavor profile is exactly the same. I have previously reviewed the Bowmore 15-year-old, and this has that same characteristic ashy flavoring, the smokiness, a bit of bitterness in the back of the throat, and this has got a bit more vanilla notes than that Bowmore 15-year-old did, and that was also indicative of something that's only been aged in bourbon barrels. So I think if this is Bowmore that has been aged in bourbon barrels, and the majority of it for no more than 5 years, and that is why it's so much cheaper, because they didn't put the Bowmore branding on. Lidl would have bought a hell of a lot of it to sell all over the world, and so they've done a sweet deal. And let's see what this is like in the glass then. So pour myself a little bit earlier, so you can see it's quite a rich coppery color. It's not a golden whiskey, it's a very coppery whiskey. It is very nice on the nose. It's got a beautiful oaky fragrance, a lot of smoke, salty, sort of briny fragrance. Very nice sniffing whiskey. It's very smooth. It doesn't have much kick at all. It is bottled at just 40%, so it shouldn't anesthetize your tongue at all. It's very smooth. It has nice hints of sweetness, sort of caramel, vanilla caramelly kind of flavor, and it's got some bitterness, some sulfur, some salty brininess as well. but it's a very pleasant drink, and for the money, extremely hard to beat. It's got a very short finish, but it does have a lovely mouthfeel. It's fulsome in your mouth, you know. And that it's less ashen than the Bowmore 15-year-old, and I like that. The Bowmore 15 is a little bit too ashy tasting, a little bit too bitter for me. I don't mind it. It's an enjoyable whiskey, but it's not one of my favorites. I probably enjoy this slightly more. Some of the reading I did about this, they mentioned fruits and berries in the flavor profile, but I can't pick up any of that. I do pick up a lot of vanilla from the oak barrels, and there's a distinct oaky woodiness and smokiness about it. Very much in line with the Islay stereotype. So this is a good Islay whiskey. The other German retailer, Aldi, also do an Islay single malt. I prefer that one. To me, that one puts me more in mind of the Freud or a Carl Islay, and I suspect that that's actually an aged or no age statement Carl Islay in a cheaper bottle. It sells for about the same price, and I had a very thirsty week when I bought that particular bottle, so it didn't get very far and it didn't make it into a video. So I might pick up some more because it's very easy drinking, very enjoyable whiskey. And I recommend both of these. You could probably buy both for the price of one decent bottle of Islay whiskey, which tells you quite a lot about the value of these things. Sure, they're not special. They're not going to make you think really hard about them. But if you just want to have a nice tipple every night, something that keeps you warm just before bedtime, supposedly has some therapeutic effects, I would recommend these. They're pretty good, easy drinking, accessible whiskies for anybody, and you won't go wrong. They're good stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good weekend, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.